hey, you want to see a root canal on a lion? I'm like, yeah, I do.
I'm thankful that he did, and he
Yeah,
went
if
with
not,
it.
you'd
Yeah.
be selling bottles of snowball syrup.
Yeah, it could be Hanson's. I could be selling the Hanson's.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, few brands are as connected to New Orleans as Crystal Hot Sauce. It's in our restaurants, it's in our kitchens, and somehow finds its way into our suitcases when we even leave town. Today, we're sitting down with Pepper Baumer, owner of Baumer Foods, and the man helping carry one of New Orleans' most iconic family legacies into the future. We're going to talk about food, culture, family, and why Crystal still means so much to this city and really to the nation. Pepper, welcome to the show.
I appreciate you, Mark. Thanks for having me.
It's so good to see you, and a little bit of history. You and I got to work together at New Orleans.
At this very building.
That's right, New Orleans
Yeah.
Tourism Marketing Corporation.
Absolutely.
A long time ago with
Miss Sybil.
Miss Sybil Reed.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to Miss Sybil.
Yes.
Who I think
yes.
she still says you were her favorite person in the office.
Well, she was mine. Yeah.
All right.
We took some trips. We went to Manchu Chicken a lot. It was fun. Yeah.
Very good. Well, listen, let's just start this out. Why does New Orleans choose Crystal?
In essence, I like to say that we're New Orleans in a bottle. We embody the culture, the spirit, the flavor of New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
We're approachable. We're on the milder side of hot sauces. So people who are a little bit nervous about heat can try us. We're not going to distort the flavor of a chef's creation. We're going to enhance that. And so I think that's why you see it in a lot of kitchens and a lot of restaurants, is because people aren't afraid to douse it on their po' boy or their gumbo or their etouffee, because it's just not going to overpower their palates, nor is it going to deter from the chef's creation of what they're trying to put out.
Yeah, and y'all have been so consistent with that flavor over the years.
We were just talking about that when we walked in.
Yeah.
So we keep that tried and true.
That's interesting. I got to ask you, what's the one food you should never eat without Crystal?
Po' boy. Hands
A po'
down.
boy.
Any
Any kind of po' boy?
Personally, I'm shrimp. If we go down to, but yeah, I mean, oyster, phenomenal. I mean, there's so many places to eat, but if I was, mine's a shrimp po' boy, you can't go wrong.
And how maybe it soaks into that Leidenheimer
Absolutely.
French bread.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then pickles, mayo, so delicious.
You know, if someone says all hot sauces are the same, what do you say?
So that's false, I
Yeah.
would say. All right, so let's take Tabasco, for example. Everybody considers us a one-to-one competitor. In theory, we're both derived from two different peppers. Tabasco is derived from a Tabasco pepper, completely different flavor profile, different Scoville unit, whereas we're derived from cayenne, which is a different pepper and a different Scoville unit. Yeah. So where we
Tabasco
really,
stands on its own, Crystal stands on its own.
So yes, we're in the same category, but our direct competitors are Frank's, Texas Pete, Louisiana, because those are all derived from cayenne, and so we kind of base our numbers and where we go from on those.
Very good. Let's talk about the history, how it all started. And I want to mix into that the fact that as a child, we would drive over the expressway, you know, on the way from downtown, and we'd see that iconic billboard.
Still there.
Yeah, that's exciting. But it's pretty incredible, your history. A snowball syrup company, a recipe found in a draw, and eventually one of Louisiana's most iconic hot sauces. So take us back.
Yeah, that's just lightning in a bottle, I guess.
So to speak.
Correct. My grandfather went to his soon-to-be father-in-law at the time and wanted to buy a snowball syrup making company on Chapatula Street. He was an entrepreneur. He was one, I believe, of like 12 kids. They had a bar downtown in the French Quarter, and he wanted to get out of that and kind of start his own thing. Acquired that snowball syrup making company, and as you said, inside of a drawer or somewhere inside the archives of the company, a recipe for Louisiana Crystal pure hot sauce, and had the guts to, that seems like
it was already named Crystal?
It was. And it seems like a less saturated market than snowball syrup, I guess. I don't know why he decided to flip his business model, but I'm thankful that he did, and he went
Yeah, if
with
not,
it.
you'd be selling bottles of snowball syrup.
Yeah, it could be Hanson's. I could be selling the Hanson's.
We had Ashley on
awesome.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Really? So
I mean, complete just serendipitous, however you want to call it, fluke, whatever. But he had the wherewithal to, I guess, see the opportunity with hot sauce versus snowball syrups, and went out on a limb and kind of just took the world by storm.
And the plant then was located.
So the plant was actually on Chapatoulas. And then I was in 1923, and I believe we moved to Tulane Avenue, or underneath that overpass,
Right.
Late 30s. And then we were there up until Katrina.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because, as you mentioned, we still have the sign there. But being in the heart of New Orleans, I guess, kind of goes back to that essence of New Orleans in a bottle, where the culture is just kind of absorbed inside our identity.
Yeah.
And then we kind of shout that from the rooftops still to this day.
Yeah, speak to that again. It's more than a product. It's become really part of the culture of New Orleans.
Well, I mean, we kind of have our tagline, how New Orleans does flavor. I mean, anywhere you go in the world, there's always some sort of New Orleans draw and some sort of culinary experience. There's a New Orleans gumbo in Istanbul. There's somebody trying to create a bananas Foster in Chicago. There's always someone who wants to do a po' boy wherever you are in the world. So New Orleans has a draw, and it has a reputation in the culinary world of just fine cuisine and flavors, and people try to replicate that. So why not try and hitch your wagon to a food city culture and experience that is going to stay here till the end of time? Culture
in your mouth.
Correct. Absolutely.
So to speak.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the balance of Crystal. It's been described as flavor first, heat second. How do you describe that uniqueness?
So it goes back to the blends of cayennes that we use. It's a very mild pepper flavor profile. It has a distinct flavor profile. We ferment them for a time period. We have our vendors ferment them for a time period. So we have that kind of quote unquote secret sauce that we do to give that fermentation and flavor profile that you taste. But you're right. So
really the timing of the fermentation depends on
when you salt, when you don't salt, and all that stuff. But from when you go, I had friends of mine who used to bring my dad to show and tell because he would just put it on his food and eat it, and they thought that was the craziest thing in the world. But I now do that to this day.
People think you're crazy now.
Well, I don't use the spoon. I just dump it in the hand and lick it. And,
yeah,
and people at the company who have been with our family forever laugh because they say that's exactly how my grandfather used to do it. But again, it's just kind of the way we ferment and brings that flavor profile. So you're going to get a lot of the vinegar and the acidity in the first bite, and then that heat builds in the back of your mouth and the back of your tongue and kind of gives you that little kick, as we say.
I can imagine what it's like to be the taste tester.
That was one of my jobs when I first started out. Absolutely. I think, around 6 or 9, Dad would bring home R&D products, and I would be trying them. As a matter of fact, Crystal with garlic was the first hot sauce that I ever tried as a child. So in my mind, that's the original Crystal to me. But we had those in the classics for a time during the 90s, and then that was one of the first things that I did when I came back into the fold was put that in the bottle, and so you can now get it anywhere in the city and around our country. Not around the world on that one, but.
All right, you've seen some crazy things with Crystal. What's some of the craziest things people have put Crystal on?
So one of my favorite snacks actually is microwave popcorn with just Kraft Parmesan cheese and just soak that in Crystal.
So instead of butter, put the Crystal?
Crystal. It's weird. People raise an eyebrow or two. But that's my little guilty pleasure, I guess, if I had one. My father.
You sneak any into the to the theater and maybe buy your popcorn?
Haven't done that. That's more of an at-home thing. My father, he goes on everything, even salads. That gets interesting. Yeah. He's a true believer.
Yeah. He lives the product.
That is true.
You live the product. It's one of those products that people pack in their suitcases. They're shipping.
You can get us in the airport.
That's right. Well, those that pack ahead, they ship it to friends. They ask for it when they move away. Why do you think it creates that kind of loyalty?
One, again, it's just people who grew up here, want a taste of home. And I guess I keep on coming back to it, but it's the essence of New Orleans in a bottle. Like if people, especially people who are still displaced from Katrina, who have gone on and moved on and had families and whatnot, it's just a little reminder of home. where you were, because we were, I mean, on Tulane Avenue for 70 plus years until Katrina. So everybody, you drive over that interstate, kids grew up passing it on the way to the airport, or passing it on the way to school. Everybody who went to Jesuit smelled it for generations upon generations. So it's a part of them.
And so that smoke that was coming out of that pot.
That was steam.
That was steam? It wasn't being vented off of the...
No, that was actually from back, if you remember.
The big pots.
We used to do jellies back in the day, and that was more of the steam line from the jellies.
It's still in my mind. I mean...
It's one of the best marketing things you could ever have. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
You know, we've heard stories about your grandfather catching trains to sell crystal in the very early days. Aside from New Orleans, aren't those destination cities still your biggest market?
Absolutely. The story that you're referencing is Philadelphia. So he would leave here and he'd leave the plant with cases upon cases of hot sauce in his trunk, go to the train station, load that onto the train. He'd take a train from here to Philly. The broker at the time, who actually we still use to this day, and forgive me, I'm forgetting the name of that broker, but picked him up, and they went door to door, from restaurants to grocery stores to food, like little food marts, and just kind of did B2B selling, and it's still one of our biggest markets to this day.
Has the bottle changed much, the packaging?
Not in my lifetime. I think way back when because I actually have them on my desk of the original bottles. We've always I call it the pyramid. We've always had that kind of stout there, but over time the stout got longer and the little bottle the little barrel got smaller.
Yeah.
I want to say that probably that had to change in the 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that is very iconic to us. So, any bottle that you see around the world, we make that bottle. Yeah.
All right, got to talk about Pepper, the name Pepper. How did you get the name Pepper? And it's sort of like an obvious maybe, but maybe not.
Yeah, so everybody kind of asked me, like, why did you think you were going to go into the hot sauce business? Well, I'm kind of a walking billboard. But yes, so I am technically Alvin Adam Pepper Baumer III. My grandmother, Dottie Brennan, did not want to have 3 Alvins running around, so she just decided that we're going to call him Pepper from the womb, and I have never been called anything since.
Since then?
Yeah.
And Miss Dottie?
She's a character.
Yeah.
She's a pistol.
Well, the whole Brennan family connection with Miss Ella, T and Lally are going to be on the show next week talking about their great work in the industry. I mean, what is it like to be part of the Brennan family?
Very unique.
Lots of stories.
There are a lot of stories. I had the distinct pleasure of after I left you, I went and worked with Lally and T at Commanders for about 3.5 years, just to see how a well-oiled machine like that runs. I would work in the dining rooms on busy days, help manage BOD is what we call it, Brennan on duty. Help manage some dining rooms on our busy days, like Christmas Eve, Mother's Day, Easter, important days where they needed some extra hands in the restaurant. But mainly what I was there for was kind of getting a crash course in business. I kind of call it my MBA by Ella Brennan. So I work with T and Lally. I'd attend all the business meetings, food costs, X, Y, and Z on that front. Then every day at 3 o'clock, T would kick me out of her office. I'd have to go next door to Ella's house and go upstairs to her, and she'd be sitting in her room. She'd throw me the Wall Street Journal that she had already read that morning, make me read it from front to back, and make me pick out 3 articles, and we would dissect them. What did you like? What didn't you like? What do you think worked? What didn't work? Wow. And so I legitimately say that I got my MBA from Ella Brennan just on a business sense.
Oh, fantastic.
So people can't say that or get that knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, the Brennan family is synonymous with hospitality and service. So how does that reflect what you've brought to Crystal?
One of the main things that Ella and Dottie and all the Brennan generation have always said, it's not a business, it's a lifestyle. And T, Lally, Dickie, Lauren, they all live it. They're in the industry. So again, my tagline is I'm a walking billboard. Being a Crystal is a part of my identity, a part of my lifestyle. It's not a job. It's a way of life. Mm-hmm. And so I really take that kind of to heart and kind of really incorporate that into. And it's also one of the pleasures of having a small business. We treat everything like more of a family-run organization instead of very C-suite, cut dry. I mean, everybody in our organization wears multiple hats, so to say. So everybody, we feel it. We feel it when things are good, and we feel it when things are bad.
Sure. And I know you're traveling a lot. You're somewhat of an ambassador for the product.
I try and do that. As a matter of fact, I just got back from the National Restaurant Show in Chicago. I'll be going back to Chicago for the IFT show, which is it's a scientific show that we're trying to do. So we're really we've been around for 103, 104 years now. People know us, and they go, oh yeah, I've seen you before. We're trying to be a little bit more synonymous with just being people know us. Like, why don't you start using us?
That's fantastic. Pepper, we all went through a lot with COVID. You had some challenges. You were going through some periods of, particularly around the bottle.
Glass.
Everything.
Glass.
Tell us
glass is on
allotment.
Labels are on allotment. Caps were on allotment. We shorted a significant amount of sales dollars throughout from 2021 to about just Q4 of 24. And there were some dark days where I was beating my head against the wall, like, what am I doing? But you would see the numbers on the shorts of how much people wanted our product that we, out of our control, could not get to them. So that was what kept me getting up in the morning. People want the product. We'll figure this out. This too shall pass. Whatever saying you needed to say to get you through that day. But the glass bottle specifically, we were on allotment. And we'd be running, they'd send me, let's just say, for example, 2 trucks a day when normally I need 12.
Wow.
So there were some really hard discussions about moving from glass to plastic. I even had molds made. At the end of the day, we just kind of bit our tongue and just grinded through it, because there's just a difference between seeing a glass bottle on the table or in the store versus a plastic bottle. Yeah. You get a little bit more an elevated feel, a higher quality feel compared to plastic. Also, can't prove this because we didn't go through it. I think the flavor profile would change over time, just from it oxidizing quicker and then seeping into the glass bottle. Don't have to worry about it because we didn't do it, but that kept me up at night for a while. And we thought about it hard, but the Tabascos of the world and the Franks of the world were still in glass, so we're not going to be the ones to be the guinea pigs. So we're going to stick in glass. Yeah,
that's a great story.
Yeah.
All right, we have something called the official New Orleans Questionnaire that we'd like to entertain you with.
Yeah.
So, sort of a lightning round, but let's go. Here's the first. What is the best poor boy?
Parkway, hands down.
And
Justin's the man. You can't go
what do
wrong
you do
with
with
that.
it? What's on
you
it?
get a shrimp po' boy dressed and load that up with crystal.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You have an opportunity to see one New Orleans musical artist, dead or alive, in concert. Who would it be, and where would you go see him?
That's a tough one.
Or her?
Prime Dr. John at Tips would probably be. Yeah.
Boy,
that's just something. Well, Mom, like always, what was it, 95.7 back in the day, where it was like y'all's oldies. And it was just.
Be careful.
I hear you. But it was always Dr. John, the Meters.
Yeah.
Meters would be up there too. I mean,
but
granted,
Tips is such a great place to see anything.
But seeing it in their heyday of like when they were just rocking and rolling back in the day, that would have been awesome.
All right, here's one. Always a favorite question. What is your favorite New Orleans smell?
Oh, God. Well, personally, and I'm biased, the smell that our Worcestershire sauce makes when we make it. So a lot of people who went to Jesuit can probably pick up on that.
I went to Brother Martin, and I can pick up on that.
Yeah.
Too.
So and then the hot sauce itself, making that's a very New Orleans smell.
Did you go to Jesuit?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think
But
so.
they were right down the street. So yeah. Outside of that, and this is going to sound really weird because it's not the best smell in the world, but Jazz Fest. When you get into Jazz Fest and just the muck, the food, it's a weird balance, but
you can kind of smell Vaucresson sausage.
Exactly.
Yes,
It's a weird balance, but it just reminds me of I'm about to have a good time.
That's good. Well, we could ask you what your least favorite smell is.
The street sweeper at Mardi Gras.
Okay. Speaking of that, Mardi Gras or Jazz Fest?
Both. You can't. There's
All right, that's a tie. There's a tie there.
Yeah.
All right. If you had to build a Saints Mount Rushmore, who would be on that
Oh wow.
mountain?
Oh man, that's only 4 people. You can't do
No,
that
you
to me.
could.
All right.
You could create a bigger mountain.
Okay.
That's up to you.
All right, going from my childhood, Sammy Knight and Willie Rove would have to be on there.
Wow, the first time I've heard Sammy Knight.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
Okay.
Okay, but Sammy Knight,
Knight's, and of course Willie Rove.
Willie Rove. Then I mean Cam, it's got to be on there. Drew, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm biased because I went to Bama. Mark Ingram.
Okay.
And then Alvin.
All right.
Yeah.
This is a 6-person
That's
Mount Rushmore. I love it.
There's some
Chiseled
honorable
some more
mentions.
faces.
Honorable and Joe Horn.
Okay, 7.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
got some
Joe
3 on
Horn.
the bench.
Very good.
Yeah.
Your earliest memory of visiting the French Quarter?
That's easy. Cafe Du Monde with my mom.
All right.
Yeah.
And your mom, of course, Brenny Bridgman.
Yes. Yeah, Dottie's daughter. But yeah, Cafe Du Monde, going down there, doing the powdered sugar fights and the ghost tours and the.
Don't wearing dark clothes.
Oh yeah, no, you couldn't do that. But this probably isn't nice to say. But we did the locals entrance for Cafe Du Monde, where you went in back and kind of sat down at a table. I think everybody's figured out about that, so there's a line on both entrances now. So you gotta, yeah.
All right. Dead or alive, who's the one person you'd like to take to lunch, and where would you take them in New Orleans?
Well, again, probably my mother. She passed away when I was 15, but Commanders, and then bring my 2 daughters to see. Let her see them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Family reunion.
Absolutely.
I wish I'd be a fly on the wall for that
That would
conversation.
be a good one. That would be a good one.
Wow. Okay. What is your favorite New Orleans song? Either a song by a New Orleans artist or a song about New Orleans?
Heart of Steel with Galactic and Irma Thomas, probably. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Love it. One New Orleans food item you can't live without?
Crawfish, because you can't get it anywhere else but here. Or, well, you can, but they don't do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Let me do this one. You've been traveling for a long time. You're just getting back into New Orleans, and you're thirsty. You're not driving. You're going to take an Uber, for instance, or a Lyft or something, and you want to go someplace to have a drink. Where are you going to go, and what are you going to drink?
Probably Fat Harry's for a beer. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Good.
Or St. Joe's for the same beer.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Final question. In 5 words or less, why do you love New Orleans?
Les au bon temps roulé. Let the good times roll, man.
Pepper, you're the best. You know, Crystal hot sauce is more than a condiment. It's part of the flavor, the culture, and the identity of New Orleans. And we deeply appreciate the work that you and your dad and your grandfather and your entire organization is doing to keep that culture alive and keep the flavors alive.
Well, I mean, ditto to you. You're one of the biggest ambassadors for the city and the state. So you painted the platform. So
Thanks,
just following
buddy.
you.
A huge thank you to you for
appreciate
joining
y'all
us
having me,
today,
man.
and all the best. And look forward to seeing you out there. And best to your family.
I appreciate it. Same to you.
All right, that was a great conversation with Pepper Baumer. Just a great young business executive doing great things here in New Orleans. With that, hello, Krewe. How are y'all doing?
Hey, great.
Good. Larry, welcome back.
Glad to be back.
Hey, everybody.
Feels like it's been a minute, but
Yeah, I know it's been a while. I mean, you had not you, but your wife had a baby, and you've been playing the father role.
Yep.
What's it like?
Oh, it's a blessing. Like every day he lights up when he sees me. He wants to play with me.
I light up
24/7.
when I see you too.
But yeah, it's a blessing to have him.
That's great.
Yeah, me and my wife are both enjoying them.
Great. You've learned to do the diapers and the
Oh yeah, I could change the diaper with my eyes closed now.
midnight. Wow, you
It's like a
can
NASCAR
wait a
pit
minute.
crew. Like,
That could be a consulting business.
Yeah.
That could be a
yeah, it
consulting
might be on to
business.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. Sleeping well at night?
Getting there.
I
He's
understand.
doing better though. He's
That's
doing
a
better.
no.
You know, Larry, you and my mom ought to get together because she fostered babies, and so she's got some experience to share with you.
Yeah, you missed her visit on Mother's Day. She
Yeah, it
was
was great.
fantastic.
Has your son been to any festivals yet?
Has he? We went to one. There was an event called Reset at Sunset. It happens like every couple months on a lake. We took him there like last week.
All right. So
Yeah.
he's fully
Yeah,
indoctrinated into the
we
festival
go.
Yeah,
atmosphere in New Orleans. That's terrific. Cal, how you been doing?
Been doing good. I was absent here last week.
Yeah, we
'cause
missed you.
I missed y'all too. I was over in Chicago at the National Restaurant Association, as Pepper talked about.
Yeah.
We didn't cross paths, but I'm
Yeah.
sure we were both
I
having the
understand
same
that
amount of
show
fun.
is massive. Just
It was
massive.
ridiculously big.
Yeah.
It's like 5 different full convention hall rooms, and they're all packed.
I have a
with
feeling you eat
so
well
much.
there at the National Restaurant Association.
I did.
Yeah.
I went to the Tony Satchery's booth more than once to
Very good.
to get food.
And Glenn, I understand the water park opened.
The water park opened.
We need some sunshine for
it
you.
It would be great if you have the powers to hold off some rain until. Look, Tuesdays, I'm okay with a little rain. Otherwise, if you can work your magic.
All the way through summer.
Yeah.
Wish you bright skies.
Yeah, thank you. But no, it was successful. It was great. Had a lot of fun. Weather didn't cooperate as well as we would like, but now opening a water park's a lot of fun. You get to see families come together and the smiles.
Yeah.
They're so excited.
A lot of laughter, a lot of joy. All right,
fun.
so tell our viewers where they can experience your water park.
So, Gulf Islands Water Park. This is our 21st season. I'm getting old.
Mississippi Gulf Coast.
In Gulfport, Mississippi, right off of I-10, and this is our first season with Blue Bayou Water Park. Right
you're
off
the
of
new
I-10.
owners.
We
The
are
new
the new
owners,
owners.
yes.
So yeah, it's pretty exciting.
That's great. Well, good.
Yep.
Best wishes with that.
Thank you very much. And Mark, I mean, talk about opening weekend of water parks. You got a busy week this week at Sail 250.
Yeah, this is exciting. After several years of planning, we are finally bringing the ships from around the world to New Orleans. We've got 7 tall ships. We've got 5 gray hulls. This is an exciting moment for not only New Orleans but the state of Louisiana. Great for families to come down and see these magnificent vessels. All the tours are open, free to the public, and we've got fireworks on Saturday night. We've got a seafood cook-off on Sunday. The USO has stepped up, and they're going to be doing all sorts of great events with crew members. We've got 3,000 sailors that are going to be in town. So New Orleans hospitality will be rolling the red carpet out for these men and women.
And
It's exciting.
And what days does it happen?
It starts Wednesday. Actually, the ships are coming in today, and we'll go all the way through Monday morning when we do a blessing of the fleet and wish them well as they go on to the next 4 ports, which are Norfolk, Baltimore, New York, and Boston. Amazing. Very exciting.
Big act to follow here.
Yeah, very, very exciting. Up next, Erin Summers joins Move the Chains with the latest on Saints and Pelicans. Michael Sawaya, President and CEO of Audubon Nature Institute, stops by for 5 minutes with. And Chef Aum and Frankie Weinberg from Good Catch bring something special to the table. It's all happening right now on the Mark Romig Show. Move the Chains! You know, from the sidelines to the studio desk to the rapidly growing world of podcasting, Erin Summers has become one of the most recognizable voices in New Orleans sports media. She's covered the Saints, the Pelicans, and the stories behind the games that matter most to fans across the Gulf South. Today, Erin joins us to talk sports, media, New Orleans fandom, and what's next in her career. Erin, welcome to Move the Chains.
Thank you so much for having me. And I am a fan of New Orleans as well. I know there's a lot of New Orleans fans that are fans of the Pelicans and Saints, but I have loved being a part of the city.
Oh, that's great. Well, it's great to have you here in the studio. And, you know, you've covered both the Saints and the Pelicans. What makes New Orleans fans different than other fans that you've run across? What's the
Overall,
there?
the thing that strikes me about New Orleans in general is the fact that everybody here is very happy. They want to have a good time. They want to enjoy what they're doing. There's a lot of social events to go to, but the fan base, they're an extra level of passionate and excited. And then it kind of ties into how much they care too.
Yeah.
They want to have something that they can support. They want a good product. They want it to be that mutual relationship where they will definitely get behind you, but you have to show that they're invested in them as well. And you want the Saints to be successful. The organization wants the Pelicans to be successful. They're trying to build that. The fans, they're very knowledgeable, and
Yeah.
they'll show up and they will cheer for you, but they want to feel like you're giving them a good product.
Yeah, you know, it's to the point about the fans, they're joyous.
Mm-hmm.
They bring that joy of living to whatever they touch, whether it's Mardi Gras or festivals or, you know, a Saints or a Pelicans experience. And for years, New Orleans has been known as a Saints town. What is it going to take for it to be known as a Pelicans town?
My first year with the Pelicans was 5 years ago, and it was an incredible playoff run. Unexpected. The Pelicans went through the play-in. They had to win 2 games on the road to get into the playoffs. And the way that the city rallied around that team, because there was some really fun storylines to cover. When Jose Alvarado now going to his first NBA finals, but he was a passionate person that they could get behind, and the fans really loved following his story. So you give them somebody or something to follow, they will show up. Because I remember we were in Tracy's, the old Tracy's.
Oh, yes.
Doing a remote broadcast there, and the place was packed. Everybody knew what was going on. They were cheering. They stayed there for maybe 30 minutes after the game was over, just celebrating and being so excited that there was competitive, good basketball here in New Orleans that they could get behind. So that's what it's going to take. The fans are here.
Yeah. Tell me, let's move over to the Saints for a moment. How would you describe the mood around the Saints now?
It is very positive.
Yeah.
Last summer, when we going into the draft, you have so many questions. You have a new head coach. At that point, you don't have your quarterback in Derek Carr anymore. So is it going to be Tyler Shuck? Is it going to be Spencer Rattler? There were so many unknowns. This year, you have the consistency with the staff. You knocked it out of the park with the quarterback and Tyler Shuck and what he was able to do at the end of the season. And then you added so many pieces during the offseason. Yeah. I think people are really excited about the momentum and the possibilities for this year.
Yeah. And touch on the Pelicans just for a moment again. A lot of excitement around this new coach.
Yeah. When you do bring in a new coach, it's an opportunity to wipe the slate clean for everybody, not just the organization as a whole, but the players individually feel like, okay, I can work hard, prove myself to this coach, and maybe get more opportunities. So it innately makes things more competitive within the group because you get an opportunity to show this new coach what you can bring and what you can do. Yeah. So it's going to be really fun to see how this team comes together with him and what he's able to do. He's got a good track record of building a team. He had 22 wins his first year with the Magic, and then he brings them to 3 straight playoff appearances, and he had a young group that he had to work with. So I think that that's exciting in itself as well.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the other coaches around the league speaking so highly of him. Looking forward to competing with him, against him.
I spoke to some people that work within the organization there in Orlando, and they just glowing things about Jamal Mosley as a coach and as a person. Yeah. And I think that you need both of those here. And they loved working with him. So I think the fan base is going to enjoy it too.
Great. Let's talk about what you do. And I would say the average fan really doesn't understand what really goes into covering a team every day. Talk about your process and how do you study up and be ready to give people or let people be a little bit smarter after they hear from you?
When you're on the team side and working for the organization, your primary focus is the Saints and the Pelicans. But you would need to bring something different to the table. You can't talk about the same stories. You have to find different things to bring for whether it's that matchup or from that practice. And so each day you're still trying to learn and present something different to the fan base, the audience. It's a lot, though, as far as going from both practices or a shoot around to a game. And everybody knows when you watch sports, it's nights and weekends. So you don't have a normal schedule or a lot of time off between the two, especially when both are crossing over. It's a constant staying on top of things, preparing, attending the events, then reporting on those. And it's so fun. Yeah. It really is, though.
I mean, it requires instant reaction, analysis. What has that taught you? And I mean, it's just a talent that we appreciate that you have because you helped us become a little bit smarter around the whole process.
It's all about the preparation going in. Because if you understand the team inside and out, then you just watch the game and you can talk about why this worked or why it didn't work, because you were at practice and you know what these players bring, what they're trying to do from a coaching standpoint. So it's all about coming with as much base knowledge as you can and using that from what you're seeing unfold in front of you.
Yeah, that post-game analysis was always spot on. Appreciate the work that you did. Sports media is changing fast. What does podcasting allow you to do now?
Anything. I mean, you're doing it. You can talk as long as you want about anything.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned, when I was with the Saints and the Pelicans, you are an extension of PR. You have to do the spin and make sure things remain positive and find reasons to highlight and lift up the team. It's different being on the other side.
Yeah.
You can be a little more critical,
You're
a
kind
little
of
more
independent,
opinionated.
right?
Yeah. So now I'm doing work with the Believe Network, and I can put on my analysis cap a little bit and give some different kind of insight than I was before.
Yeah, I mean, you're drawing on all of your years of experience, and people are looking for that. They're looking for an honest broker, so to speak. What got you into this business? I mean, go back, way back for us.
I was the first of 3 girls. My dad was one of 4 boys, and they grew up on sports. So when I was born, it didn't matter, boy, girl, whatever. I was going to be sitting down there with my uncles on Saturday watching Cal and Stanford, because that's who my dad and his brothers played for. And then Sunday, we were from the West Coast, so we were watching the Chargers. And that's what I remember growing up. It's just the camaraderie. It was so fun. I didn't necessarily know what was going on, but the energy in the room, and it was just fun being around your family like that. And I remember we would all order food, and that's what I love about sports, is it brings people together from all different walks of life for 3 hours. You're all on the same team.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what else is going on in your life.
That's fantastic. And then you grew into continuing to like it.
Yes.
Into college.
Yeah, I'm not the most athletically gifted. So, although I am tall, I didn't understand that you can work on the ability to get off the ground. So I didn't use the height in the way I should have. I was not a volleyball player. I was not a basketball player. I swam and I played softball.
Okay.
Those are a little more like my speed. I don't know why I could was fast in the water, but not on the land. I wasn't going to be a professional athlete, but I wanted to stay around the game. I went to the UNC, University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, and studied journalism there, got involved in the sports and coverage of that there. And then I went on to work for a local TV station out of college and just kind of continued the journey.
Great. Tell us, you mentioned Believe. What's next for Erin Summers? Where are you taking it?
And it's very fun to be in this position because I can do anything. I have complete freedom, availability, whereas in the past 5 years, I've been locked in with the Saints and Pelicans. I absolutely loved it. But that chapter in that way is done. And so now I can open myself up to any opportunity that comes up and anywhere that might take me. But I am really excited to be staying here in New Orleans and staying connected to the fan base for a while.
Good. Would like to invite you back as the season gets started for the Saints, and the same thing once the Pelicans get underway again, and get your analysis and help us understand a little bit more.
Absolutely.
That way. Well, thank you. Best wishes.
Thank you.
Erin, ladies and gentlemen, Erin Summers, we thank you for being with us on Move the Chains. Big thank you to you. You know, this behind-the-scenes look at this ever-changing sports scene that we're in, you really help us understand that much better.
Thank you.
Thank you, Erin.
Appreciate it so
All right.
much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, from the zoo and aquarium to Audubon Park and the Fly, Audubon Institute is woven into the fabric of New Orleans. And now, under the leadership of President and CEO Mike Sawaya, the organization is continuing to grow as both a beloved local institution and a major part of the city's visitor experience. And, of course, most recently, the opening of the Goldring-Wildenburg Riverfront Park. Today, we're talking about the future of Audubon, New Orleans tourism, and Audubon's role in the upcoming Sail 250 New Orleans celebration. Mike, welcome to the show.
It's good to be here, Mark.
It's good to see you. Now, you've led the Morial Convention Center, which is undergoing a $500 million or more renovation project, which you kicked off several years ago, and now the Venerable Audubon. What do those two institutions tell us about the future of New Orleans as a visitor destination?
Well, you mentioned it. They're institutions in New Orleans. You know, they are the things that people rely on to provide economic impact and opportunities, jobs, education opportunities and national exposure for our destination. So, many people around the world know about New Orleans, but oftentimes they know about them from attending a convention or from the work that we do in conservation worldwide.
Yeah, it's Audubon Nature Institute, right? It's about nature, and you have not only the zoo and the aquarium, but you have other facilities that maybe some people are not familiar with.
We do. We're a collection of 10 different venues when you think about it. I mean, everything from the aquarium and the zoo, of course, to our survival center on the West Bank that many people don't know much about. We have a research center that's called the Freeport-McMoran Species Survival Center, where we do research. We actually breed animals out there. We do research on endangered species. It's all part of our conservation program. And about an 1,100-acre wilderness park on land that is owned by the federal government.
Yeah, lower coast of Algiers. And you partner with other zoos because they rely on the work that you do there for their own benefit as well.
They do indeed. Last year we hosted the World Okapi Conference, where people came from all over the world to discuss that particular breed of animal and what our program is for its survival.
It's a bigger story than just the aquarium and the zoo, which you've just described. And it's such a part of growing up in New Orleans. I remember as a kid going to the old version of the Audubon Zoo and how far that has come. What role do you think it plays in the life of local families, just all of the work that you do?
Everybody loves Audubon Park. Everyone really has memories that they make at the zoo and the aquarium. And more than anything, we're making memories, but we're also providing educational opportunities for all generations. I've learned so much in the time that I've been there, but I'm amazed at how many people walk around the park and drive to Audubon Park just to walk that almost 2-mile trek. And or to just play a quick round of golf, because one of the oldest golf courses in the country at over 100 years old, but a wonderful experience.
Yeah. I'd like to talk about your typical day in your role as president and CEO. It's got to be exciting because at any given moment you might be at the Species Survival Center, or you might be at the zoo or at the aquarium, or out at the Nature Center. Tell us what Mike Sawaya does during the day.
Well, I do try to get around. And, we have wonderful staff at Audubon, and, everything. My office is actually at the zoo. So I could be parking my car and someone would approach me and say, "Hey, you want to see a root canal on a lion?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do."
And you witnessed that surgery, didn't you?
Well, the hospital is located right next to my office. So I walk in. Of course, the animal is put under, of course, and under tremendous care. And whether it's that kind of a procedure or doing a procedure on giraffes or any one of our 3,000 animals that we have in our care, I like to get around and not only see what's going on to care for them, but talk to our people about the challenges they may face and what they may need to be successful. But more than anything, it's about watching the experiences that family have in our facilities. That's the most rewarding.
Yeah, I mean, to see the joy in people's faces, and when they're witnessing all the great events and activities you have. Last year, at the end of last year, you brought into the world some cubs.
We did indeed.
Can you talk to us about those?
Our conservation program is world famous. And in fact, one of our animal keepers, Andrew Hartson, is in charge of the species survival plan for lions for the entire country. And he's based right here at Audubon. And he knows where every lion is in the country. He knows who needs lions. He knows who needs to replace lions. And that'll be the case for us. And we have 3 beautiful new cubs, 2 girls and a boy. And it's amazing how about every couple of weeks I have to go see them, and they practically double in size. In about 18 months, they're going to have to go join their own prides elsewhere.
Right.
But we are just in love with them, and so are the many who come to see them.
That's beautiful. This coming week, beginning today actually, and through the weekend, New Orleans is going to be hosting Sail 250 New Orleans. A big part of that is what's going to be happening along the Gold Ring Woldenberg Riverfront Park, because that's where you'll see 6 of the 7 tall ships docked, which means to me that you'll have lots of folks coming to enjoy the new park, but also it's probably one of the best ways you can experience the Mississippi River in New Orleans.
No question about that. We've had such a tremendous welcoming for the new park. Giving interviews down there, talking to people. Someone made the comment, who knew we had a riverfront city? Well, now that we've removed those warehouses, it's a whole new view of what our city is about and the front porch of the city. So Sail 250, we're a big part of that. The ships will mainly be docked in front of the aquarium. We have a new plaza in front of the aquarium to welcome larger groups. So Audubon is playing a major role in this event.
Yeah, as people come down this weekend, there'll be tours available. They're all free, open to the public. And they'll be running, I believe, between 8 o'clock and 5 o'clock, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. most days. But check that website. I know we have a website at sail250neworleans.com where you can get more information. Hats off to your great team that we've been able to work with over the last year in the planning process. Cara Banish and Leslie Ballard and Melissa Lee, you've really got a great team there.
They really do, and they have to stay on top of so many things, and find opportunities for us to draw crowds. What we've created is new infrastructure for the city to compete for other events, frankly. Not only is it a park in phase 1 of Gold-Ring Woldenberg Riverfront Park, but it's a new amenity, for visitors and a new amenity for our citizens as well.
Yeah, I mean, you've given people a new opportunity to rediscover New Orleans. In many ways, not only at the riverfront, but through your exhibits at the zoo and the aquarium. I mean, it's the joy of education.
Indeed it is, and that's a big part of our mission, is bringing people together to celebrate, bring people together to learn about the wonders of nature, a big part of Audubon's mission.
Yeah, so let's talk about the mission in the future. What's on the horizon for the Audubon Nature Institute?
Well, several things. Continuing on with the riverfront, we have 2 parcels. The first parcel that just opened mainly a civic park. The next one is we'll tear down a 100,000 square foot warehouse, and we're looking at opportunities for that to be more of a recreation and entertainment area adjacent to the park that will feed it. So we're working on plans for that now. We're going to be bringing in an operator for the existing front porch building that we have in phase 1, but also to help us plan for the next phase where we hope to offer many different types of entertainment as an attraction.
Yeah, I want to compliment you on the parking that you were able to add to the park. It's not seen from the park itself. It's right adjacent to it. It makes it so easy to visit that.
70 spaces right there adjacent to the park.
Yeah.
Makes for good interaction. And of course, walking from the French Quarter as well.
And when I noticed the other morning we were out there doing a satellite media tour, and your team is constantly, I'll say policing the area, but they're taking care of the area. They're riding their carts. They're ensuring that things are moving in the right direction, that it's kept clean. I mean, tell us about the attention to detail.
We brought on new staff just for that purpose. And, even during French Quarter Festival, we had to fence off a lot of the areas of landscaping because the plantings were new. And you wouldn't know that we had hundreds of thousands of people down there for a major festival because of how well it's been maintained and how well it was brought back after the event. So they're engaged in the park. They have programming in the park every day. We're looking at events that will happen at least once a quarter, if not more. So really a popular area so far.
Yeah, really exciting. And if you've not been down there, you really need to experience the river that way. And there's not a better way than to do it this weekend with the tall ships coming in. In fact, on Thursday, you'll be able to see most of those tall ships coming up the river. So you know where I'll be, and I think I might see you out there too.
Sure we will.
What are some of the things that people may not fully appreciate that goes on behind the scenes at Audubon?
Sure. We have a master plan that we work from for all of our facilities, and in particular, we're looking at an opportunity at the zoo We have a building that's been closed for several years now. It's the Odenheimer complex building, a very prominent building where we had our reptile house and our aviary. Well, right now that's closed, and we've relocated the animals to other facilities that we have. But that's being redone. It'll be finished by the end of next year. We're building a dinosaur exhibit there. So really an exciting opportunity to reintroduce an iconic building to the community at the Audubon Zoo.
Very good. I remember as a child seeing the seals in the seal pond. I'm not certain if that was something that was created for that purpose or not, but we have these lasting memories in our minds.
We still do a sea lion show. I was there on Saturday for a sea lion close encounter, we call it, a wild encounter, if you will.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because we have a new sea lion that we got from another zoo. Her name is Missy. And just to tell you how attuned our staff are to the animals there, we had one of our keepers, Kylie, who said to me, she goes, "This is Missy, and I love her. I just love her." She said it over and over.
She gave that
That's
love
the kind of
back.
care that they put into our
Yeah,
animals.
you can tell when you're speaking with the members of your team how much passion they have for their friends there, the animals. So the future looks bright. You seem to be really enjoying this role. We're so fortunate to have you in charge of it.
Well, not only do I love New Orleans, but the institution of Audubon, what it represents for this community, what it means to the quality of life here, and what it means for us to attract tourists and others to appreciate what we have. It's just the honor of a lifetime for me to be in charge.
Two things. The fly, a lot of people, probably don't connect the fly with the Audubon Nature Institute, but so much goes on there. In fact, this weekend there'll be an experience, a soccer game between some of the ships for Sail 250 New Orleans, and also the idea that you really made Audubon Nature Institute approachable and accessible to so many people in the community.
We certainly have. This weekend, as you mentioned, out in Riverview Park, that we call the Fly. There was a building there at one time that had a big butterfly on it, and so it was called the Fly. The building's been gone for years, but people still call it the Fly. But it's a beautiful area. We have the Carrollton Boosters that operate sports fields there. But we have areas that we're going to have a soccer tournament this weekend. When you have so many international sailors coming to town, we're going to have a full day tournament and a full day at Audubon Zoo for the families, 3,000 sailors and their families.
That's
so
great.
A real highlight for the community, for
That's
the
great.
for the Sail 250.
And mention the things that you can do, that you have done to make the zoo, the aquarium, and the other assets that you own accessible and approachable to the community.
Sure, we have a lot of outreach for our school groups, and we offer discounts for that. SNAP we offer discounts for as well. We have a lot of summer camps and really spring camps even, both at the aquarium and the zoo, that really offer opportunities for those to learn more about what we do. So very popular and at different price points so that everyone can participate.
That's great. We appreciate that. And Mike, a huge thank you to you for joining us and sharing more about the future of the Audubon Nature Institute and all the work that's underway. We deeply appreciate all that you're doing.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, y'all, it's time now for On the Table, sponsored by Blue Runner Foods. Now, New Orleans has always been a city shaped by culture and flavor and the blending of traditions from around the world. Our next guests bring authentic Thai cuisine and hospitality to the heart of the city in a way that's really connecting with locals and visitors alike. Joining us now are Chef Aum Sisuk and Frankie Weinberg from Good Catch Thai Cuisine Bistro. So happy to have y'all with us.
Oh, thank you so much for having us.
Right there on Gravier Street, right?
Yes.
Y'all having a good time there, aren't you?
I mean, now it's 2 years and a half.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
Very good. For people who haven't experienced Good Catch yet, and the list is getting smaller and smaller because a lot of people are going there. How would you describe the restaurant and the experience that people get when they go there?
I mean, you will get a very delicious Thai food, very authentic. We try to use the fresh ingredient, fresh Gulf seafood mixed with the freshness that we can find here, and then so we blend it with our authentic Thai flavor. And I really cooking every dish really truly from my heart, and I just want to show like our flavor, our culture from Thailand to New Orleans, people to know.
Yeah, every time I've been there, you're in the kitchen, but you always take time to come out and speak to your patrons.
That's my favorite part. I mean, I love cooking too, but I also love to talk with my customer.
Yeah, I think having that give and take, and of course everyone's experiencing Thai food and expressing to you their joy of the spice and the flavors, right?
Yeah, I mean, like it's like the Thai flavor, like Thai food is something that I'm really proud of. And then since I was a kid, I always love to, to see people like love our Thailand culture, love to see that smiling when they visit our country, but also when they taste Thai food, and then everyone's like, "Oh, I love Thai food, I love Thai food," and then that is something that I'm like, I always make me so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're bringing Thai food, the flavors of Thai food, to a city that's known for food.
Yeah.
How do you not reconcile, but how do you incorporate the New Orleans flavors into your
I
cuisine?
feel like because in New Orleans you have like very bold flavor, very like the unique flavor of New Orleans, and I think New Orleans people can take our authentic Thai flavor just fine, and then I think like because like we also have like how to say like also Thai food also very bold flavor also I would think like delicious, and it's all with the freshness and everything, and I think New Orleans can. I think New Orleans people loving that too.
Right.
I think even though it's different, but I think people love it also.
Yeah, Frankie, when y'all are developing your menus, looking at the recipes that y'all bring from the culture, the Thai culture,
Sure.
What are you looking for? I mean, you're incorporating Louisiana seafood for sure.
Yes, absolutely. So I had the pleasure last year, both my dean and also my wife next to me gave me the opportunity to go away for about 5 weeks while I was doing the most intensive writing for my book. And I was in Thailand, and I was on the beach where and I used to spend time years and years ago, and I'm eating this fresh seafood, just fresh off the boats coming in,
Right.
while my feet are in the sand. And I called her up. I said, you're nailing it. You've got it. And what's great about this, well, first off, the sweet Gulf shrimp is just fabulous, right? We've got a guy coming in with buckets of shrimp just right off the boat, and it really makes a big difference for our food. But even the fish, the type of seafood that we have here is very similar to what they'll have in Thailand. So it just works and plays so well with all of the fresh Thai herbs that she's using with that.
Yeah, y'all have a very specific fish dish.
Yes.
Describe that. If I remember correctly, it's a whole fish.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have the whole sea bass. And we prepared a couple different ways. There's 3 of them on the menu. The one that's become the most popular is a crispy sea bass with the bird chili sauce.
That's what I'm thinking
And
of.
it's balanced. It's very easy to enjoy while you're getting some full flavors. There is another one that's also a little more health conscious. I guess it would be the steamed sea bass. Same fish. And what we have there is that's with a lime, chili, and garlic. And that one with a broth basically that it's in. And that's exactly the dish I was having when I called her, and I said, this is it.
Yeah. You don't need to go to Thailand. I want people to go to Thailand and visit, but
Yes.
you can experience that at Good Catch. And there are so many other Thai restaurants in New Orleans. Talk
Yeah.
to us about the community at large.
I mean, like for me, like to see New Orleans growing on our Thai restaurant industry, it's like it makes me very, very proud, because I feel like maybe New Orleans people maybe like will know our Thai food more, and hopefully everyone will love Thai food more also, And actually, like even though before I saw that like on the like delivery app, I think Uber Eats or DoorDash or something, and then they have like like let's say that you have Chinese food, you have Japanese food, you have maybe Italian, Mexican maybe, and then you have Thai as a category, right? I'm like, yeah, we have like our own category.
You've made it.
Not
Yes.
every country have your own category, you know what I mean? Like, and then I'm like, it might be something that people like that like we have our own category also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The community is not the largest community, right, of course, here, but incredibly supportive of one another. We're constantly finding ourselves at each other's restaurants, and just Thai holidays we get to spend together. And when anyone's expanding or facing maybe a challenge or opportunity, we're right there for each other. And it's really nice to be part of the community. I didn't know the Thai community here until joined me here in New Orleans, and it's just been such a great delight to be part of it.
The hospitality of Thailand, I think, mirrors the hospitality of New Orleans. Those
a
of
great
us
way to
who
put
have been fortunate to go to Thailand, feel that, see that, and understand that the sense of love that they have for the service, but also the delivery of excellent cuisine.
Absolutely.
Asian influence in New Orleans dining, don't you see it growing more and more?
I think so, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so,
I was
yeah.
literally just at Ralph's in the park, and they have a Vietnamese-style redfish on their menu. So I would say if the Brennans are bringing in some Asian influence, then you're going to then it's happening.
All right, we mentioned that one dish, the sea bass dish, but what's another dish that people should experience when they're at Good Catch?
Actually, like one of our most popular that we do with our signature glad noodle pad thai with Gulf shrimp and sear scallop, and then that one is also one of the very popular one. And I would say like maybe our beside the fish, I think like I love my green curry a lot. Like a little bit more spicy, have a little kick in like some mixed veggie in there, and you can choose your own protein. I love probably my sear scallop the most, but like you can pick any protein you like. What else? What do you like?
Yeah, no, I would say in terms of popularity, it doesn't matter, right? We focus on the seafood, of course, as one of our focal areas at Good Catch. But I think if you take a look at the best-selling dishes at any Thai restaurant, it's still going to be pad Thai.
Yeah.
And close after that's
We
probably
do a
going to be
bit
spring
different,
rolls.
but yeah.
Neither
Where
of which
does
we can
Tom
do.
Yum soup rank?
Tom Yum is very, very popular.
Yeah.
Especially, I think, for us, we do a ramen version
Yeah.
of it. So the Tom Yum ramen, they find it to be a very comfort food type
Make
of
as
a
an
thing.
entree, as a more like a people can feel full with it, with the
Right.
noodle also, you know.
Yeah.
Like the soup, like sometimes we can start with a small bowl, but you can make as an entree also. Yeah.
When people walk in your doors, what do you want them to experience?
I want them to love my food. I want to hear like, you know.
My favorite is when you have people who've been to Thailand recently, or they're coming from LA where there's Thai Town, or New York where there's just a ton of very specialized Thai restaurants, and they say, "You're nailing it. This is better than we would ever have expected to have here in the U.S."
That's
Actually, lately, what make me really happy, like lately, like we having like our regular customer, and they didn't know each other until they sit at the bar together, right? And then lately, like they become friends at the bar, and then like they just like have like let's go to Good Catch on this day, and then they become like a hangout area, and then like you come and you see your friend. It's really reminding me when I was in Thailand, and you just have your own bar that you're always going to, and you see your friend, and kind of like we have our bar become like that a little bit, and it make me really happy to
good.
see our regular customer meeting their friend there in our bar. Yeah.
So if somebody wants to come to Good Catch, tell us again, remind everybody of your location and your hours of operation.
So like the address is 828 Gravia Street. It's between
It's between Barone and Carondelet.
Yeah.
Right,
Right
828
there.
Gravier.
Right next to the watch shop there.
Right.
Across from the Hilton Garden Inn, just around the corner from the Nopsey Hotel. And the hours, we're open every day. We have lunch from 11 till 3, dinner service from 4:30 until 9:30. The last seating's at 9. But we have lunch specials Monday through Friday. And then we have
Happy
happy hour every single day from 4:30 till 6:30.
Every day's happy,
every day.
right?
Every day
Yes.
happy.
Very good.
So, and I think that's where you really start to see a lot of the regulars kind of coming in and getting to know one another.
Yeah.
and
Well, it's a
coming
great
back.
atmosphere.
Thank you.
Really, really atmosphere. And again, it joins so many other Thai restaurants in the greater New Orleans area that are really putting forth the cuisine, the excellence, the service, the tastes.
Yeah, we all very proud of our food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we
what-
can't go ahead, Frankie.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I think one of the things also that kind of makes the Thai restaurants here really unique is that everyone that I'm familiar with is Thai owned, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm the outsider here, but
Yeah, actually, you're right.
but
Yeah.
Alm is Thai. And
Actually,
so,
you're right. Yeah, I think like every our Thai restaurant owner here is Thai people.
which is
good.
really
Yeah.
cool. It's a popular
Yeah.
cuisine globally now, and
Yeah.
so to see that you have the Thai people who are really putting their love into the cuisine across the restaurants here in the city, that means a lot.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Now, we can't let you go without talking about a book that you've recently written and published
Yes,
called
thank you.
Mentorship. Give us a little background on why this book came about.
Oh, absolutely, sure. So this is basically 20 years of research that I've been doing. I'm a leadership development and mentoring scholar. I'm a professor of management at Loyola University. And so for the last 2.5 years, I really wanted to focus on putting all of that research into practice. I've published all the time in academic journals. We talk to one another. But I wanted something that wasn't designed for eggheads like myself. I wanted something that would actually say this is useful. And so a lot of my research recently has been focusing on more follower-centric leadership, the idea that leadership is nothing without the follower. And mentorship has always been, mentoring has been something that has been about the mentee more than the mentor usually, but that's when it comes to the outcomes. We're thinking, how can we improve life for the mentee, the career or social outcomes? And however, the process was always still very mentor-centric. And so the idea I have here, the reason I call it mentorship, is the metaphor that the mentee needs to be the captain of the ship, where the mentor is the navigator.
Very good.
And that really changes the agency and changes the relationship, so that you can go into the relationship instead of saying to your mentor, say, what should I do? You say, well, look, I've been doing a deep dive into thinking about what I really want to achieve. This is what I'm navigating right now. Would you be willing to chat with me about that?
Very good. Well, thank you for putting those thoughts together, and I look forward to taking a good read on this.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your interest in it.
And the fact that you have such a dynamic partnership. I see you at the restaurant on a regular basis. I know you're in the kitchen, as we say all the time, but also with the patrons, and I know how much they appreciate being able to feedback the great flavors that you're putting out from the kitchen there. So continue best wishes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so happy that we had Chef Aum and Frankie here with us to talk about Good Catch Thai Bistro. And thank you for joining us on the table, brought to you by Blue Runner Foods. It's always great to see how New Orleans continues to be sort of this melting pot of cultures and cuisines from around the world. And y'all are certainly leading the way. Thank you very much. And now, This Week in New Orleans with April Dupre. April, what's happening out there?
Thanks so much, Mark. Here's where to eat, drink, and play this week in New Orleans. May is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, which makes this a perfect time to eat your way across some of the best local Asian-owned restaurants in the city. Start uptown at Saffron NOLA or Mr. Mao for something that feels modern, fun, and very much of the city. For Vietnamese favorites, there's Dong Phuong and Banh Mi Boys. And if you want something a little more seafood-driven, Louis is a solid move. For a good bowl of ramen, Union Ramen is always a safe bet. And if you do pastries from Wishing Town Bakery Cafe, you're absolutely doing it right. New Orleans food culture would not be what it is without the influence of Asian-owned businesses across the city, and this month is yet another good reminder to show them some love. If your group chat is buzzing about a happy hour, this one's for you. Charmant, which recently opened in Mid-City, has been quietly building one of the best afternoon drink menus in town with frozen drinks, cocktails, and more. Also in Mid-City, Porgy's Seafood Market has happy hour deals on beer, wine, appetizers, and frozen daiquiris. Over in the Marigny, Aviva offers affordable cocktails, wine, spritzes, and the kind of neighborhood energy where you can walk in for one drink, which usually turns into a few. In the Lower Garden District, Gree just rolled out a new happy hour with, well, cocktails, spritzes, seasonal daiquiris, and even mocktails for anyone taking it a little easier this summer. We love to see an inclusive beverage program. And if your version of happy hour leans a little more Cosmo and old-fashioned focus, Beggar's Banquet has you covered with a really good early evening cocktail situation. This Thursday through next Monday, the city will host Sail 250, a massive celebration marking America's 250th anniversary with tall ships from around the world lining the Mississippi River. Expect public ship tours, fireworks, a parade of sail, and a waterfront that's going to look straight out of a movie. And if all that inspires you to spend the rest of your time in the water instead of just looking at it, we've got a few cool hotel pool options just for you. For rooftop views and full-on vacation vibes, take a dip at the Virgin Hotel, the Nopsey Hotel, and the Barnett. All three offer day pass options and make a very strong case for spending the afternoon outside. If you're looking for something a little quieter, the Chloe and Dewdrop Inn are a little more tucked away with the kind of pools you can easily lose a few hours at. Between ships on the river and frozen drinks by the pool, this is how you do it right. For more information on where to eat, drink, and play this week, visit NewOrleans.com. Back to you, Mark.
Thank you, April. A lot going on in New Orleans. All right, with that, crew, let's do a wrap up. What did you learn today?
Well, I learned today that crystal hot sauce comes from cayenne peppers.
Ah.
Didn't know that. I'm a hot sauce connoisseur, so it's good to know.
Yeah, good lesson there.
I learned a couple things. One, we have now a library of bloopers for Mr. Romig. It was a good day.
You know,
I enjoyed it.
I got to, of course, let everybody know that behind us we've darkened the background
Yes,
too,
we
so
have.
that there's more contrast between my hair and the wall. So I think that was important. That could be a blooper.
That could be. Now, and Mike Swaya, President and CEO of Audubon, just the story of him attending surgery for a root canal on a lion. I think it was his first week.
I mean, how many people could say that?
It's an interesting job. When you don't think about that as president and CEO, but the stories that he can tell now, it's an interesting line of work.
And Michael will give credit to Ron Foreman for the so many years that he was at the helm, and then Michael coming back into this role last year. It's just a magnificent group of museums. And they are museums. It's educational and just fascinating to experience. Cal, what did you learn?
I learned just how deep the Thai community is kind of becoming enrooted in the New Orleans food scene now, with Good Catch with Chef Alm and Frankie. I don't know, there's a bunch of other ones around the city.
There's so much happening in the Thai community. It just shows you the depth of the cultural influences that have hit the New Orleans cuisine scene.
Absolutely. A lot of Asian American influences coming in from all those countries.
Yeah. I learned more about podcasting. And I'm talking not the bloopers, but I'm, with Erin Summers and her great work, what she's doing, the fact that she carries, so much respect to her new venture. It's going to be exciting to keep watching her through the summer and into the season. All right. Thank you, guys. And now, something positively New Orleans. For generations, Louis Armstrong New Orleans International Airport, known to all of us simply as MSY, has been far more than an airport. It has been the front door to New Orleans and the Gulf South. And for those who have ever wondered why it's called MSY, the answer reaches back into aviation history itself. The code comes from Moisant Stock Yards, named for pioneering aviator John Moisant, whose family once owned land near the airport site. Even today, that historic designation remains a proud reminder of the airport's deep roots in the development of aviation in our region. From its early days as Moisant Field to its growth into Louisiana's largest commercial airport, MSY has connected our people, our culture, and our economy to the world. Millions of visitors have taken their first steps into New Orleans through this airport, greeted by the unmistakable spirit, music, cuisine, and hospitality that define our city and state. Over the decades, the airport grew alongside New Orleans itself. The original terminal opened in 1959 and faithfully served generations of travelers. But as tourism, conventions, international business, and air travel expanded, leaders across the region understood that New Orleans deserved a modern, world-class gateway. That vision became a reality in November of 2019 with the opening of the spectacular new terminal, a transformational investment of more than $1 billion that immediately elevated the traveler experience and strengthened our competitive position nationally and internationally. Airport Council International named MSY Best Airport in North America for airports serving 5 to 15 million passengers for several years in a row. And USA Today's 10 Best Readers' Choice Award has MSY routinely finishing in the top 10 for airport dining, thanks to outposts like Emerald's Table, Café du Monde, and Leah's Kitchen from the family of Dookie Chase Restaurant. The success of MSY did not happen by accident. It required extraordinary leadership and regional cooperation. The New Orleans Aviation Board, working hand in hand with city leaders, business organizations, Jefferson Parish, state officials, and regional partners, helped guide this massive undertaking with vision and discipline. Mayoral administrations played a critical role in supporting the completion and continued expansion of the airport, recognizing its importance not only to tourism, but to economic development and job creation across the entire Gulf South. And now the story continues. Under the leadership of New Orleans Mayor Helena Moreno and regional leadership, expansion plans were recently announced, including additional gates, improved parking, and the new roadway connection that links the terminal to rental car center and Southside parking areas, showing tremendous confidence in the future of our region. These investments will improve efficiency, convenience, and overall passenger experience for millions of travelers in the years ahead. Also, under the leadership of Director Kevin Doliol and the dedicated men and women of MSY, this airport continues to soar. MSY is more than a transportation hub. It's an economic engine, a symbol of regional cooperation, and a proud reflection of the ambition, resilience, and hospitality of New Orleans and Louisiana. And that's positively New Orleans. That's our show for this week. Thanks to our incredible guests and to all of you for watching and listening. And a special thanks to our sponsors, Blue Runner Foods, New Orleans & Company, our friends at Visit the North Shore, and their podcast, All the Waves. Go check it out. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for all of our new videos. We'll see you next week.